news just in. Breaking news. Bacon is tasty. Chris McSizzles is on the scene, reporting live.
Called fake news. Fake news. You are fake news. It's all fake news. Fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen. It's all fake news.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of Technically Difficult Podcast. Hopefully for the first time at Technically Difficult Free. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mad Wolf Gaming, here with my co-host, Thorn. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Doing well. Doing pretty good.
So before we start diving into a whole lot of other stuff here, what's been going on with you, man?
Man, I have been just a lot of work. Trying to keep up with everything. Coming into the last quarter of the year, and it always gets really busy. So just sticking up with that, watching everybody play some games, playing a little bit of my own. I created a Death Knight, so my I'm an alcoholic and my disease thickens. So
You would.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a demon hunter right now. I can't help it.
We attend meetings 3 times a week.
So yeah, that's about all with me. What about you?
Work has been occupying a ton of my time. I love my new job, guys. If you haven't heard, since the last time I did start a new position with a new company. I am a tech lead for a small managed service provider, and basically if it's IT related, I do it. And it's been quite fun. It's been challenging at times, but it's been great. So that's been the majority of it here. Otherwise, just playing games. Started playing last night, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty type game. I'm actually enjoying it for the first time. The maps are good. Overall, the maps are good. The game modes are pretty fun, and the game just feels smooth. You played that in beta, right?
Yeah, I played a couple matches in beta.
I did not get into the beta, but I saw people playing it. I heard the campaign was freaking phenomenal. I have not touched the campaign yet, by the way, guys. That's coming.
It's a campaign co-op. That's what I have to ask.
I do. There is a co-op mode. I haven't tested it yet.
So yeah.
So when you get in the game,
I'm gonna have to get on that.
when you get in the game,
Twitch is giving me my payout now instead of making me wait.
Yeah, you gotta wait about another 16 days.
Yeah.
So, that's been pretty much my time. WoW's also been taking up some time. We're getting ready to drop. And November 12th, guys, Fallen Order drops, and I will be playing the crap out of that. So that is coming up very soon. Why am I not on my dashboard over here? I don't know, but whatever. What was that?
Illidari.
What was what?
Whatever you're listening to over there?
I was listening to you.
Oh, wow.
Is there sound coming through?
Yeah, I can hear it anyway. Don, don, don.
You're not supposed to hear that.
But I can. I know, it's kind of messed up how this whole mess works. So see, guys, we tried to go difficulties free, and we already fucked it up. So, hey, we're par for the course.
That was easy.
That was easy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know how many of you have been watching the big news that's been out there this week. We haven't been doing this in a while, and really since the last time we've done this, guys, there's been a lot of uptick and change on some of the streamer fronts between Twitch and Mixer. In the past week, we've had 2 names that have left Twitch, and they're fairly big names. Number 1 has been Shroud, probably the number 1 FPS player in the world. You know, I don't know if he actually has that title, but he's pretty darn close.
He's pulling in more viewers right now than Ninja is. That's for sure.
Well, there's a theory on that one for me, and I knew that coming from there. Ninja was the face of Twitch, but he wasn't the number one guy. All of his numbers came from those with the Twitch Prime subs. You know, that's why his numbers were so elevated. Kids were taking their mom and dad's Twitch Prime subs, and they were using it. Not all the cases, guys, not all of it, but that's what I heard. That's what I saw from out there. So,
I have a different theory.
Yeah?
I think Shroud is entertaining.
There's that too. Ninja also buried himself a long time ago when he came out and publicly said that he would not physically team with a female streamer on the same team as him. He had his reasons. I'm not going to get into that. I don't know his reasons, but that burned bridges with a lot of people when he came out and said that, and that hurt him right there in a lot of eyes. But in my mind, guys, the bigger name for me, which is more community based than anybody that's gone across the board, this week, King Gothalion announced that tomorrow will be his first stream on Mixer. To me, that's huge, and that's really got me thinking about the whole what's the future of Twitch thing going on there. And people have brought up numbers that, you know, Mixer had their worst month that they've had in a long time, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety. But how, you know, what are they not reporting everything? I don't know how that goes, but that's kind of a very interesting conversation.
When Ninja moved over, I was like, whatever. I mean, it was, you know, and when Shroud moved over, I knew it was like, okay, yeah, I mean, Shroud has always kind of had a, not issues with Twitch, just, I think with a lot of stuff that Twitch does, it wasn't conducive to being an FPS streamer, for Shroud, just with the lag that's in there and the latency and all that. But then when Gothalion moves over, because Gothalion, I mean, if there's anybody, like if you're in a business class in college or whatever, and you need to do a paper on somebody, you need to look up King Gothalion, because this guy, he knows business. I mean, he was a chef, and then he was a restaurant manager, and then he started, you know, got his stream going. He owns his own coffee company. Like, he started that from the ground up. You know, he does tons of community stuff, building all of that, and just that's what made me raise, you know, I raised an eyebrow when I heard that Gothalion had moved over, because that's when I'm like, okay, this is a guy I've watched for a while, a guy that whose opinion I will believe in more than the other two.
Did you watch his announcement stream?
His what? I'm sorry.
His announcement stream?
No, I did not.
All right. You're watching the things right there, right? So you can kind of hear and see what's going on here. I'm gonna bring this up, guys. This actually has me. Well, is it gonna play here, or is it gonna be a douchebag? Here it is.
Hey guys, it's announcement time. Let's jump right into it. A lot of you have been expecting this, guessing it on Twitter. But as of the 29th of October, we will be streaming exclusively on Mixer. Sat down thinking this was going to be a tough decision, but honestly, it felt kind of easy peasy. It's my belief that, you know, working closer with Xbox and Microsoft is not only going to help us propel what we're doing, but also propel what's always been kind of important to the channel, which is doing good in gaming. Everything from, you know, helping broadcasters establish themselves, mentoring growing broadcasters, raising money for charity, and putting on events like Guardian Con and GCX. It just made sense to have a partnership like this one, where I get to have the potential of having, you know, platform level input.
That right there, I don't know if you heard that last part. He's going to have platform level input. And that right there, to me, is almost bigger than anything else that was said in this entire thing, because this guy's a businessman, and he knows what he knows what the fuck he's doing, guys. And with that, if he actually has platform level input on Mixer's going to skyrocket, in my opinion, very, very soon. I'm not saying it's going to be this week or even this year, but when he starts putting his mind on this platform, you have to imagine that it's going to go in the right direction. And if they're listening to what he's saying, Shroud's saying, hell, even what Ninja's saying, it's going to be going in the right direction. And that's just my honest opinion, guys.
Yeah. No, I agree.
As well as the backing of one of the biggest names in gaming.
It's
Xbox,
like I said, it has me raising my eyebrow now. So I may or may not have been changing some channel graphics, making some new ones. We'll say, possible rebranding type thing.
Yeah.
Taz, they do their podcast. I actually, when I did a podcast a few years ago, and I had oh god, now his name escapes me, but he moved from New York down to Florida. So it's him, it's
his group is himself, Professor Broman, Darkness, and there's one other one, Dr. Lupo sometimes is in their clique. And there's another guy in there. I can't think of exactly who it is right now.
Yeah, he used to do the Worst Radio Show podcast.
Yeah. But these guys are the guys. If you guys have been in our streams, guys, the multi-stream platform that we use, Rare Drop, is one of their creations.
Yeah, they
may not be the exact guys who are doing the writings, but they're the ones who's putting the input and what goes into into Rare Drop. And Rare Drop is adding shit all the time. What they're doing, guys, is they're positioning themselves, and this is why I said Broman's probably not switching over for a very good reason. Okay, they now have a guy who's Mixer's a great platform. It's just been lacking content, and he's going to bring content because he's partnered directly with Borderlands and the people that make Borderlands. He's got the people that make he's got Bungie and Destiny. He's got those in their clique. He's the founder of Guardian Con.
Yeah.
The guy's
which
smart.
is now GCX.
The guy's smart.
GCX.
Yeah.
And then King's Coast, the King's Coast Coffee.
Because they're branding out here.
Which is really good.
And they're gonna keep
K-Magic.
K-Magic. They are gonna still keep trying to get some big names. They need to bring over, to make everybody happy, they're probably gonna target a large female streamer next. There's rumors of Ammunition, but I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I saw that actually. Just as long as it's not Amaranth, or however you say her name.
I don't think they'll have her after all that, and that will hurt them. And I don't think they're going to look in that direction, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Content is growing, just taking it a little time, and it's going to. But these moves that they're making, Taz, they're going to be. This is a move that's the right way. But as I was going back to saying, they don't need the boob shows. Yeah, correct. Ammunition or Elspeth Eastman, I think, will be two names that will probably be a bit up there. There's a couple other ones I could think of that might fit the bill.
Well, see, and something that you need to think about also, because Gothalion having like platform level input and whatnot, Gothalion has teamed up with a ton of people, like Destiny streamers mainly.
Yep. But
there are a ton of female streamers and players in the Destiny universe. And I mean, there's some really, really good ones. People, I've actually been able to meet when I went out to E3 a few years back. So they're and not the cheesy, let's just put on a low cut shirt and stream. Not those types of streamers. The ones that actually have content, gaming content.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're going to see a lot of here.
And I just hope that Mixer, because right now they are all about community. They're all about keeping like the streams, like the content there, gaming content and whatnot. I hope they stick to that and they don't try to slowly change over into something that's like the ASMR, let's tap on the microphone. Never mind. Okay, that's down another path. I don't understand some things.
These guys, and the reason why, like, I'm going back to this point where I think Broman, Gothalion, his whole crew, that they now are on all the major platforms. They're on Twitch, they're on Facebook, and they're on now Mixer. And there's a reason why they're doing it. It's very strategic, and it's going to help them out for their personal gain. Don't get me wrong, it's about their personal gain. But I think this one is the one that, like I said, that for me makes me stop and think, where are the two platforms going and how are they getting there? For me, I know I still got work to do, and I was doing a lot of work prior to me getting this new job. I was out there networking like crazy. I was going in the right direction, and then Twitch made whatever dumb decision they made to really hinder the viewer counts on streams. That's got me thinking more about anything than any stream that's gone over.
Same here, and that's the, and like Tan said it, and some other people have said it. Well, if you're a 9 average viewer or 9 average viewer streamer over on Twitch, you'll be a 9 average viewer over on Mixer. Yes, I agree with that. I'm not saying that like I would make a change to Mixer and automatically be like, 100 viewers, concurrent viewers at a time or whatever. What I'm so mad at is I've really spent a lot of time this year on streaming and building it up. I mean, I looked through the whole year. Up until October, I had got up to nearly 9 viewers, which may not seem like a ton, but I mean, for me, coming from 2, maybe 3 a stream up to 9 average viewers, I was doing great. And then they make these changes, and what pisses me off even more about it is they make the changes, they don't tell anybody. They don't tell anybody that they're doing it. And then and then my viewers drop, and I can see in chat, I can see how many people are there, and I'm not getting credit for the viewers that I have, and it just ticks me off. So it's very discouraging.
It's not just for me, guys. It's for people. There's some very good streams out there that prior to whatever change they made were making the numbers, and it may be just because they were getting a lot of lurks, and lurks are a part of what we do, guys. Whether you hate them or like them or not, I understand. I would rather have you guys here chatting and talking on this channel or on our personal channels. That's what I really want. But if all you can do is you're lurking, you've got that view up, but you're over there doing something else. I don't care if you got me, Thorn, and Gothalion, and 6 other people up there. All those views should count because you are technically watching them. There needs to be there is a point of diminishing returns. I do get that. Okay, and that's one thing.
Yeah, I agree with. I mean, if you have 20 different streams, you're not paying attention to 20 different people streaming. But like in our case, when we do our Pantless Thursday, there's 4 to 5 people that are streaming, and I pull up, I put up a tab for each one, and I'm interacting with them, just maybe not directly in their stream, but it's just where they just make these wholesale changes, and it's like so counterintuitive to what this is, to what streaming is. And because you talk about like all the big streamers, okay, well, we want healthy streams where the streamer is interacting with people and people are talking to the streamer and whatnot. You go into Shroud stream, you go into Ninja stream, there's no way that they're interacting with everybody that's in there. So it's so do we just need to count the people that they're replying to, talking to? I mean, where does it stop?
There's no right, but they need, even if they would just say, these are what you can, this is how many streams you can have, and this is what hurts me, I think, is because the missus pulls up a lot of times the same streams that I do. Is Twitch, I've heard, block. I've heard they're blocking it by IPs. So us doing it in the same household affects nobody, because then once we both have the same stream up, instead of it counting as 2 views, it nixes both of them from what it seems like we're seeing.
And also the thing is too is there hasn't been like conclusive work done on this, and Twitch won't tell anybody one way or the other. But there was thoughts or theories or whatever you want to call them, that like for you and your wife, for instance, you're both watching a stream, you're coming from one IP, instead of like taking 2 views and counting it as one, they cancel each other out because they consider it view botting.
Yep.
So you take 2 people and you're getting 0 views for it.
Which is it shouldn't matter, because what they don't know is she could be downstairs watching the same stream that I'm upstairs watching,
Yeah.
And that's why they shouldn't be doing that. They start doing ISPs, get a VPN. Yeah,
well,
but I shouldn't have to do that task.
Yeah, shouldn't have to, and that's the big thing is this is a way that streaming has been for so long, and Twitch is like taking it upon themselves, instead of having a platform to let people enjoy it the way that they want to, they're saying, here's the platform, you're going to enjoy it this way, and if you don't enjoy it this way, then we're just not going to count your view, and we're not going to give your support to the streamer that you're watching. And to me, that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's like going to a football game and they're saying, oh, you didn't stand up and do the wave when it came around, so you need to just get out of here because you're not a true fan. You need to watch the football game the way that everybody else watches the football game.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
It's just one of those things that if they were outspoken and they told us exactly what the criteria is, people would take advantage of it. Don't get me wrong, but at least we would know, and you could adjust those numbers over time. But if you're just upfront and they talk about it, and they say this is what you can and can't do. Not just you can not. I mean, and the last thing that they said is that you can now just mute the stream. You don't even have to mute the tab, and it should still count. But it's not.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And to me, what this looks like to me is it's part of the everything that happened this summer with Twitch. It has gone into now. There's been a series of very serious missteps with Twitch, and it's like now it's like damage control, and instead of looking at it in a logical fashion, it is like they are sitting here like freaking out and like, okay, let's press the red button now, let's get this done now so we can just fix it, instead of just taking a step back. And then you have one crowd, you have like the people that are complaining about all the views and lurkers and the lurking communities and all that. You have the streamers, and so instead of saying, okay, we'll take a look at it, they're like, oh, okay, you don't like it, all right, let's just change it then. And it's just knee-jerk reactions that are making this it's a really fun hobby that a lot of people have, but I was trying to build something and make it a little bit more than a hobby, but now it's like going back to just being a hobby,
which I'm okay with if
they were up front.
If they were up front and I knew what was going on here. There was a lot of things that were said at TwitchCon. I don't know if you guys caught the keynote address there. It was a lot of damage control. Don't get me wrong, guys. They were talking about how they got a moderation crew going on there. They're trying to get more moderation crews, and how they're doing this stuff here. But it's still, they just still didn't define what's the process. And I agree. Every case is different for a ban. Okay, intent should make a big difference. But when you literally pick up a cat and you throw it behind your head, granted the cat's gonna be okay because it is a cat, it's still not right. you're on your phone and can't see stuff. Well, I can't help you there, sweetheart. This channel probably does not have transcoding, guys. I'm sorry. We're not quite there yet. Actually, we do have transcoding.
Do we?
Yeah. So you guys should be able to lower the quality of the stream. That's surprising. I figured that was one of the things they said was coming, was they were trying to get that there.
It's not patchy at all. Taz. It's not patchy at all. It's groomed and.
Guys, we have both Ford and I have both been doing some investigation on both sides of the platform to know what works best for us. And the decision still hasn't been made, but there's a lot. You're just saying because it's small. Gotcha.
I've heard that before.
I've seen more interaction with Mixer itself, welcoming streamers, doing things for the streamers than I have Twitch do in a long time. It makes me want to say this may be worth a shot.
Well, and how much of this is all the time, Sleepy. How much of this? Well, I mean, probably all of it is Big Brother, Amazon, just saying this is how we're gonna do. It's like world domination from Amazon.
But on that same token, you've got a company just as big, if not bigger, than Amazon and Microsoft on the other side, trying to do things the right way.
Yeah, but it's not about company size. But Microsoft Microsoft has certainly made its missteps, but Microsoft provides things for people, whereas Amazon is just like, Amazon is, I equate Amazon to like walking down a crowded like market street where you have vendors on each side of the street hawking their wares, and the street is named Amazon. That's really what Amazon is to me. We should have known this was coming when they said that they were going to turn on ad revenue for affiliates, because affiliates are the ones that get the lurkers. They're not the ones, partners get lurkers, of course, but affiliates depend on lurkers. So
I did see, you had to have been in the clouds if you thought when they were turning on ad revenue there wasn't going to be some changes to the lurking and stuff like that. But
yeah, I didn't like know Lurker TV, Royale.
I did not see it going to the level that they took it.
No. It's very heavy-handed.
Most of mine, and probably yours as well, and I know a few others in here. We are all streamers. We all stream roughly the same time. We're in each other's streams trying to support while we're doing our own things. That right there is by far lurking. We should be somehow. I know they don't know who we are personally, but that's the thing that's there is. I don't know. Taz, yeah. They have to have something to do with it because there's more. You got the Amazon Blacksmith extension. You've got obviously the payouts are coming from Twitch. There is so much there that they have to have some say at some point in the final decisions of how, not necessarily the day-to-day stuff is going, but when they say we want to bring on this feature, Amazon's got to say yay or nay. I'm sure.
Yeah.
They may not. I don't know how the inner workings go, but I can't see them not having some kind of say in that.
I've had back to the ad revenue. I've made a total of 4 cents. 4 cents on ad revenue. So, 4 cents. That's the price that I pay for 6 to 7 viewers. So my 6 to 7 viewers were worth 4 cents to Amazon.
I never expected to make a fortune off ad revenue.
No, I never did either.
But I didn't think it would be as low as what it is. I thought maybe it would be reasonable. But, I mean, Twitch just has to get their cut somewhere. I get it. But they're getting theirs from the pre-rolls that we don't get credit for. You know, they get the pre-roll ads. We don't necessarily get those unless you're bigwig Joe Schmo. You know, I haven't really looked at my pre-rolls. I don't know if we're on there. Okay, I haven't seen it. We do get the pre-roll ads. Okay. I haven't watched them, so I don't know. Because most channels I watch, I'm subscribed to. But not all of them.
You know who's really loving all these people leaving is people like Scump right now, who plays Call of Duty and Summit 1G, because Summit and Scump have close to 40,000 viewers right now combined on Twitch. So
I was looking earlier and see if I still have it up here.
Nade shots at 4.4. Wow.
I thought I saw Shroud on earlier and what he was hitting, but I guess he's not pulling in right now.
He was at 19,000 when I saw him on a Mixer.
Ninja's only at 11 right now.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's something that everybody, and as I've said before, I'm not gonna talk bad about any streamer who does what's best for them and their content. If they decide to go, by all means, go. If they decide to stay, great for you. I haven't decided for sure if I'm going to. Right now, it's hard to pass up getting paid for what I'm doing. Riker, Tully, and Wutai, I bet others done said they're not going to Mixer. And that may be because Mixer's not even confronted them yet. It's also part...
Right. What it is now is it's negotiating, and that's what it is. So these bigger streamers are gonna hold out, because if they went to Mixer and said, hey, I want to switch over, then they lose leverage. So you know, and Mixer is of course cutting deals with Gothalion and Shroud and Ninja, you know, and what they're going to be able to do, and that's where Mixer has a leg up on Twitch because of Microsoft Studios with the games that they're coming out with. They can offer exclusive type deals to these people.
That's what I understand what Ninja got when Halo's to release. When Halo's a release, he's going to get like a 3-day availability of the game before it's released to the general public that he's going to be able to play on. And maybe a select few that he's going to give access to play with them and whatever else. But, I mean, it won't let him do the multi-part, but he can play through the whole campaign prior to that. Because if you guys didn't know, Ninja started off as a Halo streamer. You know?
Yeah.
That's where his money came from originally, and, you know.
Yeah, yes, Mixer is buying the streamers. Yes, but they are in a perfect position to, because they can be picky and they can pick and choose who they want on their platform. Whereas Twitch, you know, Twitch was the only thing around. So, you know, to me though, it's going to be a cold day in hell when one of these streamers that has moved over to Mixer switches back over to Twitch.
But why would they? Why would they need to? I mean, the money that was thrown at them, they're now set for basically life.
Yep.
You know, I don't know.
It's like what I said when I saw Gothalion switch over, because that guy, he's a family guy. You know, he has a couple kids. You know, he's as close to like a regular guy that I would like to sit down and drink a beer with as anybody, you know, any one of the big streamers that I watch. And so when he makes the decision to switch, that's when I'm like, okay, you know, there might be something to this.
I'm definitely not saying it's the end all be all for Twitch. I'm just saying there's a lot for everybody. Big streamers, small streamers, intermediate streamers just starting out. You have a lot to think about, you know. I can honestly say right now, if somebody came up to me and asked me which platform I would start streaming on, I would probably say Mixer. Just because.
Yeah, if I was just starting out.
If I was just starting out, didn't already have any kind of platform, or you're not even affiliated, I would say even really consider going to Mixer, because right now they seem to be more upfront with what their plans are. And I'm not saying that's not going to change, but the other thing, guys, that for me that's really enticing is the 10K bitrate.
Right?
Shroud and Gathalion both said they've tested out the 10K bitrate, man, and they said it is freaking gorgeous. I was looking at it. It's only for partners right now, so cross your fingers. I don't expect anything like that to happen anytime soon, guys. But you have to look. You have to weigh your options. You have to do what's best for you. Mixer is offering an absurd amount of money for people. They are buying their streamers. They had to do something. I mean, if they stayed status quo, they were going to die. So, the amount of money they put in... Guys, if you didn't know this, you went by a former name before this. I can't remember it off the top of my head here. What was Mixer called before it was Mixer?
B something or another.
Yeah.
Bebo? B-E-B-O?
That's not it. Let's see.
Or B-E-E-B-O, something like that.
Beam. It was
Beam. Oh, Beam, yeah.
Yeah. So
I was so close.
You had the letter right. You had the first two letters right. But that was it. You get 20%.
Yeah. That's all right. Well, 50% actually.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you 50%. That's I can't argue that. So that's been the big news, guys, that we've been going around and we've been talking about ourselves behind the scenes. I know I've had conversations with Can. I've had conversations with Thorn. I've had conversations with my wife. Still don't know what I want to do. I am probably going to make a decision for sure. I want to say I want to do something, whatever I'm going to do, by the 1st of November, because I got a lot of stuff I want to do, and I want to start it on whatever platform I'm going to be on at that point in time. That's only like 3 days away, but I think it's plenty of time. I've gotten most of what I need on both platforms. I just got to figure out the final details. Haven't decided yet. I'm not making a decision. I'm not making any kind of announcement. Just kind of waiting at this point to see what's next. What's the next chain link to fall? So,
yeah, I think I know in my head what I'm gonna do. I'm just visualizing it.
Visualize. Granted, it's not like a 4K picture, guys. It's Thor we're talking about. It's more like one of those old tube TVs. Where the bulb's just kind of like, like think about the Fallout 4 TV where the bulb's just kind of barely hanging on there.
Yeah.
Sleepy, don't quit. Don't quit. It's okay.
Sleepy. Why is Sleepy quitting?
Come visit Miss Matt instead.
Miss Matt says come visit. What else you got, Thorn?
Not a whole lot. I mean, that's been the big thing so far. I mean, the games you talked about, Star Wars, coming out, and I don't know of any other games that are coming out. Football's going well.
Says who? If we want to go back into that one there, I've been watching since the game, the Browns game on Sunday against New England. I've been watching Twitter, and the amount of stupid that's on the internet is just amazing. To be honest, if anybody watched that game on Sunday, they were 3 plays away and they could have beat the things. and they all happened early in the game. They just could not come back.
Yeah, it was just well, and then I sent you a message. It's
what the fact that they would not call a penalty on New England to save their life.
Yeah,
you're sitting there watching. You're sitting there watching the shoulder pad of Myles Garrett up like this, and nothing. And that's the way it is. New England versus the Browns, they're going to get the calls. It's what they do. Here and there. But if you look at the schedule, guys, the Browns can still win their division. They just got to not fuck up and be stupid. I mean, Steelers look like they're losing to the Dolphins. It's 14-10 the last I checked. Dolphins are winning.
14-10 at the half.
Dolphins are winning. The Dolphins are winning.
It's that, and then like the 49ers. The Packers play the 49ers here in a couple weeks, and I'm trying to stay it's the 49ers, man, and they really haven't played a whole lot of tough teams. They haven't had a really tough schedule, but man, that defense looks good.
Well, here's the thing is if they can come out and have an average, if the Green Bay can have an average day versus the 49ers, the 49ers offense isn't that good. They had in the game against the Browns on Monday night, they had that one big run, and that was really the difference in the game. There was a lot of other defensive stuff that happened, and that was it. It was all momentum, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
I will argue with you on that one, Taz, but that's just me. It's college football is too lopsided. Until they have a centralized scheduling department that will put the big names versus the big names and people that they should be playing, it's not going to be anything. I'm not saying they have to play all their games against top five opponents, but you don't.
What really messes up college football is that at the beginning of the season, you already have a number one. You already have a ranking just based in large part based on what they did the previous year and how many players they had returning. So if you are an unranked team in college football and you go undefeated, you're highly unlikely to be able to get into the college football playoff because you weren't ranked at the beginning of the year.
You shouldn't actually start ranking them until about the time they start doing the BCS is what I want to call it. But
the BCS needs to go. I mean, if you had the conference champions of each conference, if they then had a playoff based on record and whatnot, and you had a seeding, then that would be a whole lot better. I know it would extend the season out a little bit, but it
doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. If you switch over to a conference championship type thing, which you already have in place in 90% of conferences, there is your winners. So basically, you're extending 2 rounds of the playoffs because you're entering in the conference championship games. Okay, right there's your first round. There's 5 major conferences, 6 if you want to count the MAC, which I don't. But there's 5 major conferences: ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, and the Pac-12. Those are your 5 major conferences. That leaves you room for 3 teams that they could put in as a wild card of basically your 3 best teams that they feel are left out of that whole market.
There's 10 of the Division I schools. There's 10 conferences.
Do you really think that the MAC, Conference USA, there's one other one in there, are going to compete with the big dogs? You're probably right.
If I'm saying, like, as it is now, no. But if you have Division I football and you have 10 conferences in Division I football, you have your college football playoff for Division I right there. And these teams are in maybe some of the not the Power 5, like the SEC, the Big 10, and whatnot. if in the Big 12 or whatever whatever the Power Five are, there's the Power Five, and then there's like the Group of Five. Those are the lower tier. But if you had a playoff for Division One, where the conference champions went into the playoff, then what you would have is those colleges of maybe some of the lesser quality Division One teams, they would start getting better recruits, because you would the pool of players that could go to those.
Completely agree with that. I completely agree with that.
You would get better, and so then you would be able to have a better team. And you probably wouldn't, like a unknown team, wouldn't in 1 year be able to take out Alabama, no, but at least you would have a chance to grow your team and get better recruits, get better people in there.
But in everything, it only takes one day. I mean, Appalachian State, Michigan from a few years ago, who'd have thought that would have happened?
Yeah.
Not even a Division I school, and they came out and they smoked Michigan.
Well, what was that? Was it Central Florida or something like that was taking the country by storm like 2 years ago, something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Correct. They need to do a centralized scheduling and go from there. But Taz, if you guys have watched any kind of real football this year, you guys have to see that Alabama should not right now be the number 2 school, with Tua being out especially. Number 1 should be LSU, and number 2 should be Ohio State. Ohio State right now is the most complete team in college football right now. And that's not just for me being a fan of Ohio State. That's from watching their games and watching how
they took it to Wisconsin.
How they
man, that was ugly.
And Wisconsin is, even with the loss last week or the week before, Wisconsin still was one of the top 5 defense in the country.
They've lost 2 in a row though.
They lost 2 in a row. One was one of those, we're looking past you to Ohio State, but Ohio State came out and put the freaking balls to the wall on them, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Now, the one thing I have to say about Ohio State is, and this is the same thing a lot of people are saying, is they truly haven't been tested in the fourth quarter. What are they going to do when they hit Alabama, LSU, Clemson? Can they compete? I say they can, because that defense is just that damn good, but we'll see. But it is what it is. You think, keeping the sports world for a few more minutes here, who do you think's going to finish off the World Series?
Astros.
You think Astros got one?
Well, they're up 3-2.
One more to go.
They play tomorrow night. I think the Astros are going to close it out.
Who has a home field advantage? Because a home team has not yet won in this series.
Well, I mean, the Astros have home team advantage, home field advantage. But I think the game is being played. But I think it's being played in DC.
So the next one's in DC, and then the final one's back at Houston.
Yeah, for Game 7 if needed.
I don't know.
I just don't. I mean, the National. It's a great story.
Yeah.
When the Nationals beat the Brewers, I was not upset. I was upset that the collapse that the Brewers had, in that wild card game. But I was not upset. Now, if it had been the Cardinals, oh God, I'd still be talking about it now. So I can't stand the fucking Cardinals, man. Cardinals and Cubs. It's just, ugh.
Guys, but, we're now done with the sports section of the talk. I know a lot of you guys aren't sports fans, but we wanted to get that out of the way. There are a lot of games coming up between now and the end of the year that are going to be very, very interesting to play.
I just need to preface this discussion with have y'all seen the Superman Returns movie with Brandon Routh as Superman and Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, the beginning of the movie, Lex Luthor is, he marries that old lady and she signs everything over to him, and so he instantly gets a ton of money and then he walks out like he's smiling. I'm saying that to say this: if there's any old women out there that are lonely and just need somebody to talk to, I will gladly sell my conversational services for money to supplement my gaming habits. So just got to put that out there. there's so many good games coming out, and I'm like, oh.
This week alone, 2 games out, and I really didn't know that it was released this week. But we had Modern Warfare release, Call of Duty. I bought it. I'm enjoying it, guys. We're gonna play it probably again after this thing is over here. And then Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds released this week too, and that's a game I've been wanting to play. I forgot it was coming out, and it came out, so gotta now balance another game in my mix. Hell, she signed the papers for me. So there's that. Next month we have Fallen Order dropping. Guys, we're gonna play the fuck out of that game. Fallen Order, man.
Yeah, it was that one, Fallen Order.
I really don't know what comes out of Fallen Order because I figure I'm gonna be playing that probably to the end of the year.
I'm trying to still get y'all into Destiny, but the thing is I'm not even getting the DLC on that either. So, and I know it's free to play up until that current DLC, but it's like I've already done all that stuff.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but then we throw in what our little WoW kick we've been going on, guys. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Scheduling games is going to be coming up, and it's going to be very, very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, I need to put together. I need to start streaming more consistently again.
The one thing I do know that I need to do is I need to put together a schedule. That needs to be a thing, and shit comes up, and I can't keep some of the dates. That's why I haven't really put one out. I've been trying to put them out weekly basis, but that just keeps slipping my mind on Sundays. What do you do? So we'll see what happens from there. Taz got Call of Duty, so Thorn, you're just like dropping the ball, man.
Again, any old ladies out there? $60 is my initial fee.
Only 60?
Only 60?
He's cheap. He's cheap, ladies and gentlemen. He is cheap. Another little bit small announcement time, guys. Details are not fully worked out, but we are this year going to be expanding the Mad Wolf Christmas Drive for Toys for Tots. It is going to be a Misfits community, technically difficult / Misfits community charity drive this year. Multiple streamers are going to be getting involved in this charity drive, and we're going to try to raise money for Toys for Tots this year. Details are not fully ironed out, but I can guarantee one thing: there's going to be an attempt by myself at a 24-hour stream sometime during that month of December. Haven't picked a date yet, but we're gonna attempt it.
I don't even know how I would manage that. You know how my my schedule is. I don't even know how I would manage to try to.
You need to send the wife. You need to send the wife on a road trip for a weekend. Here, honey, go to the Dells.
I've got like 18 days of vacation I have to take between now and the end of the year.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, it's just I can't afford to take vacation. I told my boss was like, "Hey, you need to take your vacation or you're going to lose it." He said, "I'm not going to let you carry anything over." I'm like, I can't afford to take vacation because I get behind, and then it's hard to make. I took 2 days off this week. I'll be off Thursday and Friday. I'm actually going to try to do a day stream, possibly.
Ooh, day Thorny.
On Thursday or Friday, or maybe both days. I don't know.
Day Thorny.
So we'll see.
So keep your eyes on Twitter, guys. If you're in the Misfit Discord, you guys will be able to read up on that soon, what's coming up with that. If you're interested in adding on to that, we are going to accept a few other streamers that will get to stream solely on the Misfits page.
Yeah, and then anything that comes in on that would be
Yep.
The Toys for Tots. Toys for Tots, not Toys or Tots.
Again, details haven't been fully worked out, but that is coming. And it will be, we'll have more announcements really soon because I just realized Thanksgiving's coming up really soon. So I'll be setting that up probably this weekend.
It falls late this year, though. It falls
it's on the 28th of November this year.
Yeah.
Last Thursday of the month. So 30 days. It's always the fourth Thursday, but there's only 4 this time around.
It's usually the third Thursday.
Thorny says it's usually the third. I don't know. I just know it's a Thursday in November, and that's all I know. Somebody says, when you cook on the turkey, I say done. So when you come, Thorny?
Well, actually, over Thanksgiving, we will be going to Ohio. Or not Ohio. Iowa.
Sweet!
We'll be going to Iowa to my daughter. She got a job out in Iowa, and they got their new house and all that. So she's having all the family up, which I might need I might need a reprieve because her husband's family is sometimes a little bit more than I can manage. So my kids are bringing like their Nintendo Switch and the Wii U and all that. I might be down there playing some Breath of the Wild or something like that.
Guys, starting here right now, we're starting the Thorny Bail Fund. So guys, if you want to donate to the channel, you can send PayPal to MadWolfGaming at PayPal.com.
That's what we need to do. Like you can buy an excuse for me to leave. Your house is on fire. Oh, gotta go.
Guys, there's a lot of great streamers out here in the chat tonight. We got Big Can, we got Grim Reaper Taz, Miss Sleepy Butt. I saw Alpha Chino out there tonight, guys. You guys are all awesome. I thank you guys for being here immensely. Did I miss anybody?
Shout out command doesn't work. No, shout out command doesn't work though.
I don't have it enabled on the bot because it wasn't working right for a couple of days.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
I'll get it all back there. You guys can go ahead and post your links in the chat if you want. I mean, no problem there. So people can find you guys. I do appreciate you guys stopping by and engaging in conversation tonight. It was mighty refined of you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Wednesday night, we will be doing most likely another technically difficult Ravenloft stream. Guys, this may be the final stream before Halloween. I'm going to try to push our Tap Rack Bang to do a little bit more of a horror-themed, for Halloween. See how that works out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is that. We'll see what happens. But we're going to try and do that on Wednesday. That'll be 2 streams this week, guys, for this channel here. And just so you guys know, we need 30 more follows, and we can make this channel affiliated here on Twitch.
Yeah, because we have the viewers.
If we get affiliated on Twitch, everything that we would raise. What's ahead?
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead. I'll after you.
Everything that we would raise on this channel, and I know you're going to bring up a good point. Everything that we would raise on this channel for that would go directly towards supporting this channel with improving our graphics, making T-shirts, giving giveaways, stuff like that. So get your friends out there, tell them to come here, and guys, by all means, click that follow button. Appreciate it very much.
Drop a follow. Yeah. What I was going to say is, of course, this channel that's not affiliated is actually reporting the viewers correctly. So... So
that's all I can say. What you gonna do? What you gonna say?
Yep.
But guys, we appreciate each and every one of you again. Like I said, have a good night. I'm Mad Wolf Gaming, and I will be streaming tomorrow night. Most likely some Modern Warfare, and that's when I'll see you next. Thorn.
Me. Probably tomorrow night, and then Wednesday we'll be doing the D&D podcast or the D&D stream.
Thursday I'll probably be late on Pantsless because it's trick or treat night. I know you said you probably not be able to make it.
No, I won't be there Thursday night.
So we'll see what happens there.
We got snow coming on Thursday, man. 4 to 5 inches of snow. I know. I got my snowblower fixed though.
He's got his blower.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna be out there blowing and shoveling the snow.
We thank you once again. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Keep an eye on our YouTube for this episode to be uploaded to YouTube, and then we'll go from there, guys. Thank you, each and every one. We will see you guys soon on the flip side. Peace out. Love your faces. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.